In this video, I'm going to walk you through my suggestions for you if you want to do Facebook ads for motivated sellers. I'm going to share with you big picture how it is that you can be successful with the strategy rather quickly without spending a ton of money and putting yourself in a position to get deals as quickly as possible. And this is for specifically wholesaling. So if you are a real estate investor that is looking to do wholesaling, either virtual wholesaling or regular wholesaling, this one here is going to be more about virtual wholesaling. But if you're doing regular wholesaling, I think you're best doing Facebook ads as a virtual wholesaler. Wholesaling is the art and the skill of going out and doing the most critical function as a real estate investor, which is going out and finding a property that a person wants to get rid of. It needs repairs. Maybe they have some crappy tenants, and what they want is they want to take it off their hands. They want you to come in and take it off their hands. So you put a property in the contract, you submit an agreement, you get an agreement signed, and there's ways to do that so that you don't have any sort of risk. You're not out any money, and now you have an agreement to purchase this property, and now you can go out and shop this agreement, and you're going to find another real estate investor that's looking for this exact type of deal, and then you're going to go ahead and sell them that agreement, and you're going to make anywhere from a couple $1,000s to $10,000 or $15,000, $20,000 or more. Excuse me, I have a cold. So what's the best strategy right now for Facebook ads if you want to use that strategy to find the motivated sellers? In the past, it used to be that you could target, when I first started with Facebook, and I was a pioneer with Facebook ads for motivated sellers. If you've heard the term digital bandit sign, or you have seen that around, that's what I pioneered, where you went in and you selected zip codes to target for motivated sellers using Facebook. And you just reverse engineered what you would normally do with direct mail, which is where you go in and you research the zip codes that have the most investor activity, and then you go ahead and then target those zip codes when it came to the Facebook ads. So you're in essence kind of doing the same thing you were going to be doing anyway with direct mail, but doing it online. However, Facebook, this was last year during the summertime, they stopped allowing you to advertise by zip code if you were in the real estate niche. So now you have to target by a 15-mile radius, which is a pretty big radius. If you're in any major metropolitan city, 15 miles is pretty much the entire area. So a lot of people now were struggling with that. And I also struggled a little bit with that. But where there's a will, there's a way. So what I did is we figured out a way to it was a blessing in disguise, because what we've been able to figure out, and this happened by accident. This happened by accident because I was running a campaign, and then all of a sudden I started to get a bunch of leads coming through very inexpensively. And then after I looked at things, I realized that I made a mistake in the targeting. So I was targeting I was targeting the entire state and not my particular county. But yet these leads, as I looked at these leads, they were pretty good leads. They were nice concrete block houses. In Florida, we have frame houses, we have concrete block houses, we have trailer homes, and concrete block houses are the best ones. That's the one. Those are the type of properties we want. So then we figured out that Facebook works better with a much wider audience like that. So if you're starting out right now with Facebook ads for motivated sellers, and I'm going to let's assume that you're in the state of Florida, and maybe you're like me, you live in Broward County. So one way of targeting is you could target Broward. You can drop a pin drop, say in the middle of Broward County, and it'll go from that location out 15 miles. That's one way of doing it. Second way of doing it is you target a county. So you target Broward County. A third way of doing it is you target Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. You group those counties together. Another way of targeting is you take all the large metropolitan counties, like say Duval County, which is Jacksonville, Hillsborough County, and all those other counties, and you just put them all together, and then now you group them into one bunch. Or you just target the entire state. Now, above that, you can target 4 states together, or you can target the entire country. So I'm going to suggest, my recommendation, based on the results that we've had with our students, is you target the entire state. When you target the entire state, you'll start off with a budget of $20 to $30. You could maybe even do up to $50. You're going to get leads at generally about $10 to $12 a lead. They're going to fill out the form. And the way that works on Facebook is somebody sees the ad, they submit their information on the lead form, which is an internal form that Facebook provides. And then they're going to go ahead and then now that lead is sent to you. You can have it sent to your email. You can have it sent to your CRM, a variety of different ways. We're not going to get into that right now. You can watch some of my training and it'll show you how to do that. And so then now that lead is going to come to you and then you're just going to follow up with those leads. Now the difference is going to be, whereas this becomes more of a sifting and sorting game. You're going to have the leads that are going to come in that are just your typical, trailer park in the middle of nowhere, nothing else around. So those are not going to be good leads. At least for me, those are not the kind of properties that I deal with. But you're going to get leads that are good standard TBS houses. And then all you do is you follow up with them. I recommend you follow up with them by text first. And you can even have that initial conversation with the seller and get some additional information about the property via text. Eventually you get them on the phone to make that offer. And it becomes a sifting and sorting game. So let's say if you generate 50 leads, you're going to generate, 15 leads that are just kind of crappy leads. Out of those, so 35 leads, you're going to have a good number of them that are going to be viable leads, meaning they have a house that you would put on the contract. And then you're going to end up with a handful of those that you will put on the contract because they're good deals. And then what you're going to do is now say you've got a deal on the contract in an area that you've never been to before, you don't know anything about, which is not a big deal. So then what you're going to do is you're going to target. Now the advice I'm giving you, if you're in a different state other than Florida, just think of it as just swap the state. So I'm going to look on Facebook for Florida cash buyers, Florida investors, and a variety of different groups. They're all over the place, all over the state of Florida, all over every single state. And these are all groups inside of Facebook of real estate investors that are looking for deals. And people go into those groups and post their deals. And you can go then take the deal that you just found and you can post it become a member of those groups. You go in there, you see how they're posting properties, and you're just going to post your deal. And you're going to find a buyer. And so, just to recap, you're going to target the entire state. You're going to get a bunch of leads, cheap. You're going to sift and sort through all those leads, make offers, find a couple of them that you are going to go ahead and try to put on the contract. And then you're just going to go on Facebook groups and find a buyer there. Now, it seems very simplistic, doesn't it? No more cold calling, no more direct mail, no more driving around. I recently had a student that was in one county in Florida and was having a tough time. And he had tried direct mail, tried these various things. And I'm using him as an example because I was really happy for him. And and we have quite a few other students in my group that are doing this across a variety of different states. But he was having a tough time getting deals in his local area, and he went and did the state, and now he got a deal in an area that he has absolutely no knowledge about, never been there, didn't even know that the county existed before, and now he's in a position where he's going to make $10,000 from that lead. Fairly easy. Now there's a way that we structure these campaigns, and I can teach you how to do that if you're interested. Click in the link in the description. But I think that there's a couple of things. Number one, this is much easier than cold calling or sending out direct mail. Less risky, right? In addition to that, you're going to spend less money on leads. If you're working a full-time job, it's a lot easier because now you're just having, 3 to 4 leads come a day. You don't have to be spending hours on the phone, so you can text message these leads as they come in, which means that if you're at work, you can still have that conversation, eventually get on the phone with them during your break or maybe after hours. And you're getting, most of the properties that you're getting are owner-occupied, which are properties that typically real estate investors are not targeting. And they're not targeting them because of the fact that it's too big of a list It's too big of a list to target owner-occupied properties. So most real estate investors will target the absentee list. They'll target smaller lists like the tax delinquent list, because they gotta get that list. You have to skip trace it, and if you're gonna, unless you're a big operation, you're not gonna skip trace 30 or 40,000 records, and that's what those lists are. The owner-occupied lists are fairly large. So instead, you're gonna do the smaller list, but then that means that then you're in competition with everybody else who's thinking the same thing. With the Facebook ads, we're getting a lot of owner-occupied properties, which again makes it easier because they haven't been hit. They're not having all these conversations with a ton of other real estate investors because they're not reaching out to them. So that is my strategy. That's a strategy that I recommend. Target the whole state. Forget about local. Do everything virtually. You can do it. It's very easy to get done. Getting the photos, everything is so easy. And if you want more training on that, check out the links that I have in the description. I have a training, and I also have, I can show you how to do that if you want my personal help. But that is my recommendation. I'll give you this recommendation as if you were a friend saying, Chico, I want to be able to get some deals. I'm really struggling with everything else I'm doing. What do you recommend? What do you recommend to give me the best chance for success? That's what I'm going to recommend. So as always, click the link in the description. Check out the comments. Actually, make me a comment. Give me a like. I'm a little bit cloudy up here, but there's always a couple videos that show up somewhere here, there, everywhere. And check those out. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'll talk to you later.